This is the Bojangles postgame report. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, congratulations. Happy Senior Day victory for the Eagles, 90-75 over Queens, as you now have won 7 consecutive games. What did it take to turn a 14-point first-half deficit into a 15-point victory?
We really talked about one primary thing at the half. We knew that our scheme, we weren't going to deviate from that at all. We've made a few little adjustments with our zone that first half to try to sort of cool down Stokes. But it was more about our mentality. We told our guys, expect to grind. And go ahead and embrace the grind right now. Don't think this is going to be a cakewalk. Let's just stay with our plan and show the poise that we possess. We've got so many high-character guys, and I never really doubted that they would come out and maintain poise and maintain our purpose and plan.
You look at it, Queens does shoot 12 of 23 from beyond the arc, a bit of a shocker.
Yeah, that's not what they do.
A team that's second to last in the nation in threes.
Yeah.
Was that by design, do you feel, coming out of the gate, taking as many threes as they
Absolutely.
did?
I think he told them, and it's funny. Ish Sanders and I were talking in the office the day before, and he said, you know what, man? He said, I think if somebody would just come out there and just start bombing them and not care about what could end up happening, and just do it, maybe they could make some shots. And it was obvious to me they came out there just launching them. And even though that's not really necessarily what they do philosophically, their kids were playing easy and free, and they made some. But, again, we were able to make some adjustments and some tweaks, and we're then able to sort of shut down their overall effectiveness doing that.
Inside the paint, Queens is just 11 of 40 from the field. How did you lock down inside, especially some talented players like Josh Clyburn and Nkosi Ali, who finished 2 of 17 from the field?
Well, I thought we did a pretty good job of really getting bodies in there. We tried to limit their touches. When they did touch it, we did a pretty good job digging, diving, trapping, and trying to keep them in check. It's a testament to our kids and their follow through with the plan. I mean, thankfully we've got guys that believe what we're doing and are doing have been doing a good job. But down the stretch in particular, did an outstanding job of just putting our plan into action. The credit goes to them.
Stalwarts, your old faithfuls, really a great senior day for Ish Sanders and Antoine Davis. They combined for 54 points, combined to go 9 of 17 from beyond the arc. What else is there to say about these two?
The reality is that they're special players. I've done this a long time, Adam, and I'm familiar with the history of this program. And the reality is Ish Sanders and Antoine Davis are 2 of the greater players ever played in this program, in the history of this program, and certainly in the Division II era.
Yes.
And that's been a little over 20 years. But, I mean, they're what they've been able to accomplish individually and what they've been able to accomplish for our team's sake has just been outstanding. And of course, you can't leave out Ray Lockley and Kevin Leatherwood because they're critical to this thing. I mean, people would know Ray's a business degree major, and he needs to go into coaching because the guy has been so valuable with his insights. He's really farther along than you would give a guy who's really not been on the coaching side of the thing. He's got a lot of insight. And I'm going to try to talk him into it. He don't know it yet, but I'm going to try to talk him into staying along with coaching. And then Leatherwood. And Leatherwood sort of battled through some injuries and some adversity physically. But I thought he's been really coming along here lately especially and has been a critical part in our success. So we love all 4 of these guys to death and are going to miss them mightily. But as we said downstairs, this is not time for hugs and kisses and farewells. It's time to continue to play and prepare and celebrate this day, but continue to look forward to our next game.
Just for some perspective, with Ish and Antoine, Ish moves past Arnold Mellinger, only guy whose jersey's hanging from the rafters in this gym for 5th on the all-time scoring list. Now up over 1,826 points for his career. And Antoine Davis passes Kyle Gribble for 8th on the all-time scoring list. So you have the 2 leading scorers all-time, at least in the Division II era. And then just to give some more credence to Likely and Leatherwood, 2 role players who you sort of alluded to it, but just what have they done in their careers to turn this program into a team that's competed for a conference championship?
What they've done, I told them downstairs in the locker room, this is not about a team, it's about a program. and they were critical in laying a foundation for the program. You know, the reality is, a lot of times you looking at Ish and Antoine, you think, well, you know, those guys are so obvious in their impact on a game, but the things that Kevin and Ray have done have really been as valuable and greatly appreciated by myself, Coach Williams, Coach Gorman, because we understand the value of it. You know, when you're building a program, if you don't have the right kind of foundation, that thing will fold in time. And we thankfully have got a great foundation that these guys have helped establish. I told one thing I did tell them, I was a bear their first year, and I don't mean an old docile caged circus bear. I was a hybrid grizzly Kodiak polar that was on the warpath most days and made life miserable for those guys, and they still stayed with us, and we just greatly appreciate their commitment to it, and the fact that they have just, you know, stayed on task. We'll graduate in May, and we'll just leave here, and we'll be very successful in their lives.
Chuck, pleasure as always. Congratulations on the victory, and happy Senior Day.
Thanks, Adam.